Hi everyone, today I have a repot and chat with me video. I have quite a few plants to repot, so I figured I would do that at the same time as chatting to you about what I've been up to. The reason I'm potting so many plants is because I propagated quite a few of them over the summer, and now the propagations are well rooted and they're giving out new growth, and they're outgrowing these tiny pots. So I want to get them into new pots with more soil. It's mid-October right now, so winter is definitely coming, which means this is probably the last repotting that I'm going to do in a while. Got all these healthy roots. Okay, I'm making a mess. Anyways, I'll take this one out as well. So I just want to get these propagations into proper pots before winter comes. I mean, it's not urgent, it's just I've got so many of these like little pots of plants everywhere around my apartment, and it's just getting a bit too much. So ooh. Oh man, this plant looks good. Look at all these roots. And also, now that winter is coming, I haven't really been buying plants all that much, because I know that when winter comes, there will be very limited amount of sunlight that my apartment receives. And I don't have that many windows in this apartment either. So I really just have limited space for my plants. And that is one of the reasons why I'm not buying any more plants as of now with the winter coming. And my goal is to just take care of what I already have and get them through this winter. The soil is already wet. I'm using about 2/3 houseplant potting mix and 1/3 perlite. And I've just mixed and sterilized it. A few other things I've been doing to keep my plants happy now that we're going into the winter is getting draft excluders for my windows. So this is my second winter in this apartment. The previous winter I only had, I believe, 2 plants in this apartment. One was my golden pothos that gave birth to all these little guys. So I have that. The other problem we had was that our windows, they're not the best. So they're all made of wooden frames and they don't seal properly, like the window doesn't seal very tightly. So we get cold draft coming in from outside. It was very obvious because last winter I had my desk like right up against the windowsill. I could just feel the cold draft coming in. And actually the windows are so bad that in the winter they shrink and they can't open. So a couple months ago I contacted the letting agency. You see, ideally they would redo the window frames. We also have a panel that's blowing out, so they also should fix that. But instead, the best they could do is just offer us draft excluders. But the good thing is, it works pretty well. And I can already feel a difference when I'm just sitting by the window. And I no longer feel the cold draft coming in, so that's really nice. And I'm sure the plants will be very happy too. Besides that, I have been looking into grow lights, but I haven't really made up my mind if I want to get one. The good thing is half of my plants are all at one spot, so if I just get 1 or 2 grow lights, that should take care of all of them in that area. Okay, and that's done. It's golden pothos. Next up, I'm going to repot this neon pothos. I'm gonna keep the same pot actually, but I'm just gonna add more soil because you could see there's still some room at the top. So I'm just gonna put more soil in this. Besides getting draft excluders and looking into grow lights and stop buying plants, I don't know if I should do anything else for the plants now that winter is coming. We actually don't have any problems with the air being too dry because we have electric heating, and also last winter we actually had the opposite problem where the humidity was too high instead of too low, and we had black mold growing like everywhere. It was ridiculous. Yeah, so last winter we had the humidifier on like 24/7. It's not the best dehumidifier. It's actually like a really cheap one, but if you have looked into the humidifiers, you would know that they get really expensive. So anyways, we have a small cheap one, but we do notice a difference using it, but it wasn't enough to get rid of our problems with mold. So we'll see how it goes this winter. Here's the neon pothos that I propagated myself. The third plant that I want to repot is yellow tradescantia. If you've seen my video on mystery cutting box, then you would recognize it. That's where I got it from. I got 3 cuttings of this yellow tradescantia from the mystery cutting box, and one of the cuttings still hasn't rooted yet, but just from the other 2 cuttings that have rooted, this is what they look like right now. So I want to put this in a bigger pot so that it has more room to grow, and also that I would have more room to plant cuttings back in. So I have this pot here. It's slightly bigger than the original pot, but I think it'll work for now. Alright, it needs more soil. The other thing I've been up to is I'm getting more proactive with pest prevention. So before, when I had less plants, if I found pests on one plant, it wasn't that big of a deal because I would just take care of it, and my plants were quite far apart from each other. But now, especially for that one spot I mentioned earlier, that one windowsill that has half of my plants on it, for that spot, if I found pests on one plant, it's very likely that the pest has spread to all the plants on that windowsill. And that's actually what recently just happened. I found a few mealybugs on a plant there. Actually, it's this one right here, this baby tears. Since the last time I saw mealybugs on it, I haven't found any more, but this plant also has a lot of spots that are, I guess, very easy for mealybugs to hide. So I still have this plant in isolation just in case. Well, obviously, today for this video, it's closer to the other plants than it normally would be. But it has been in isolation for like a good 2 weeks, I would say, and I have been treating it with neem oil. So these days, in addition to treating this plant, I have been stepping up my pest prevention game. And right now I do neem soil drench for plants that I suspect have been infested with any pest. And even just when I notice more fungus gnats than usual, I will start doing neem oil soil drench more. And on top of that, I also spray the leaves with a neem oil mixture. I have to say that when it comes to dusting the leaves for plants, I've always been not very good at doing. I'm very good with watering the plants on time, but for some reason when it comes to dusting the leaves, I'm just not something that I enjoy doing as much. So yeah, I think that's also one of the reasons why I haven't been buying any plants recently. Just so that like I want to get better at taking care of the plants I already have and appreciating how much they grow. I mean, look at all this. The cutting I got was like about this long, and to see how much this plant has grown over the past couple of months, it's just remarkable. Also, planting this baby tears in a pot that says croton on it just reminds me of the people who name their dog cat and then name their cat dog. I don't know if people actually do that, or was it just a meme that I saw somewhere. Anyways, this is the last plant, and we are done. Thanks for tuning in and spending time with me today. And here's the baby tears. I will see you next week. Bye!